my difficulties did begin as a child, caused anger that was uncontrollable. When I used to get into fights, get into arguments, when people used to disrespect me, my anger would be so uncontrollable that even my parents or teachers at school couldn't calm me down. And because I had a mouth, I messed with the wrong person after that wrong person who I messed with backfired on me. This is when the bullying started happening. I felt like I couldn't do nothing. My parents would be always called up to the school, and because of this, it would cause my parents to argue. It would make my family very, very divided, very affected, because what I was doing inside, I had no peace. I had a low self-esteem. That everything that I wanted to achieve, everything I was going for, that I thought that it would never happen. God would be something that I heard about, but I didn't know where the place to find this God. So this God that I heard about, I started to invest in how he could help me to change my life. But there's one Bible verse that stood up for me that said, through Christ all things is possible. So I thought, if all things are possible through him, then my life can change. The situation of my life can be different, because I didn't want the life that I was living no more. So I started invested, I started reading his words, I started to see my life change. The relationship that I never had with my mom, I finally had. The years that I wasted because of my anger, that I despised her, I started to treat my mom in a way that I should have. I started to see my mom as someone that can be used by God to teach me, to guide me. And this is the way that God wants me to be like, because I know God is merciful, but the way I spoke, I had no mercy for people. I had no thought of the person. And God cares for everyone. So I started talking with more care, with more positive, with more politeness to people, and making the people understand that I care for them. Also, the goals that I had, I'm also achieving them, living them. Because I never thought that I could achieve my goals. But through this Bible verse as well, through Christ all things is possible, I believe that I could achieve my goals. And I am being my goal right now. I am living my goal, which is truly amazing what God can do when you put into practice, and he can really help you.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's Finding Answers. Now, on tonight's topic, we are going to be talking about the subject of vulnerability. Now, when we think of the word vulnerability, we normally think of groups such as children, people with disabilities, or even the elderly. And there are, in organizations and charities and things like that, we have what is called a safeguarding team that looks after the children, the vulnerable people, the elderly, the disabled, or any other vulnerable group that may exist. And the idea is that those people or those groups are taken care of. They are protected by other people who might take advantage of them. Now, we're not going to be talking about any one of those groups tonight, but we are talking about the word vulnerability. And when we think of vulnerability, to the average person, we are thinking about someone who is at risk, someone whose maybe life is in danger by either themselves or even an abusive partner, for example, or anyone else, whether in the home or outside. And when we think of being vulnerable, we're thinking that our defenses are down. And when our defenses are down, then we are prone to some sort of attack. And that's why a lot of people like to put up their defenses when they're going through a problem in life. No one likes to expose or open up and share what they're going through. And so they put up their barriers and they close up, and they don't want to talk about anything. They don't want to go too deep into any issue. And some people even mask it up very well and say, I'm fine, everything's okay. But actually, can it be a good thing? And that's what we're going to talk about on tonight's program. Lisa's not with me tonight, so it'll be me on my own with my guests for this evening. And if you find yourself in a vulnerable position, you find yourself, putting your defenses up, your guard is up, trying to protect yourself. You don't feel yourself anymore. And maybe because people have taken advantage of you. Maybe it's friends that know that you are quite quiet, or you are, by yourself. Maybe you have a bit of money and people know that, and they want to try and take advantage of you. Maybe it's a partner, or the types of people that you do go for. They soon see your softer side, and so they take advantage of that weakness, if I can say that. So you find yourself vulnerable, and you want to know what to do, right? How can I put down my defenses? How can I open up and get the help that I need? And maybe you find yourself being taken advantage of by people close to you. Whether it's work colleagues, whether it's your friends and associates, or even family close to you. Then we want to help you tonight to keep those defenses, or bring them down, and find the right type of help. And hopefully on this program tonight, it will be the kickstart of finding the help. Or maybe my guest for tonight, when she will share her story with you, the problems that she went through, hopefully it will help you as well to identify certain things, some issues that maybe you're going through, and try to find the help that you need. If you'd like to give us a call at any time during the program, whether to speak live on air or to talk to one of my colleagues who are waiting by the phone right now to take your call. The number's on the screen. It's 0207 686 6300. That's 0207 686 6300. If you want to send in an email, you can do that now. The email address is help@findinganswers.tv. And if you want to check us out, send a tweet or go on Facebook, then just type Finding Answers and you'll see our information there. You can like us, you can tweet us comments on tonight's program. So, back to vulnerability. If you find yourself in this situation, it could be at work, in your career, people take advantage of you. And because of that, you've lost your way. You've lost your confidence. You have low self-esteem. Maybe, as I said, in relationships. The current one you are in, it's the latest partner of yours who is abusing you in some form or fashion. You feel vulnerable, right? But, as I said, instead of closing up, closed up, and you are putting up your defenses, you put on this hard exterior, and you are protecting yourself. You walk around like this everywhere you go. You're like this. You're not the normal you. People see that about you. People that know you see there's something different about you. You're very angry now. You lose your temper very easily. You get sad very easily. Any little thing is blown all out of proportion, and you don't know what to do. It's your way of defending yourself, but that wasn't you before. The situation or the people around you have made you into this person that you don't like when you look in the mirror. We want to help you on tonight's program. All right, so the topic for tonight is vulnerability. It's not such a bad thing after all, okay? And we want to help you tonight. If you, as I said, want to give us a call, if you want to speak to someone If you want to speak to one of my colleagues, then, and you don't want to come live on air, you can pick up the phone and talk to someone. They will be able to give you some advice. They'll be able to share maybe what they have gone through, or they will know a case of people that they have advised in the past, and they can also, you know, relate their story to yours. We want to help you on tonight's program. So if you want, pick up the phone, send us an email. Let's do our part to help you, okay? We're gonna go for a quick break now. When we come back, we'll meet my guest for this evening, who'll be sharing her story of things that she tried to do. And it involves a glass, but I'll let her explain after the break. See you after this.
Hi, I'm Chrissy B, and my show is all about improving your mental health and being happy. Join me every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 10 p.m. on my channel Sky 203. Visit chrissybshow.tv for more information and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chrissy B Show. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Chrissy B Show and on our Facebook page, The Chrissy B Show.
Do the maths. Changing your life is not as simple as changing your hairstyle, your shirt, or rearranging the furniture in your living room. You're talking about years of deep-rooted habits, behaviours and problems that are not going to change overnight. Many may say, think positively, but the trouble with that is that you can't do or change anything with just thoughts. But add action into the equation and the outcome can be different. Let's do the maths. Positive thinking plus action equals a change. Whatever it is, if the change is significant, if it's worthwhile, then it will have to take time, effort and homework from you.
Make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
My Channel TV, featuring a kaleidoscopic daily dose of programming. Stay with us every day and explore politics, economics, science, technology, lifestyle, culture, sports, and much more. We're here to amuse you, to keep you updated, and to keep you company. We're My Channel, your channel on Sky 203.
Good evening and welcome back to Finding Answers. Now, if you just joined us, tonight's topic is vulnerability. Is it such a bad thing? Now, let's meet my guest for this evening. And as I said just before the break, her story involves a glass. And you'll find out more right now.
It's pushing me for the rest of the week, so it's like a boost.
Things were really tight.
Today, the way I see myself is completely different.
So, Samantha, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So, you have an interesting story, and it all happened when you moved over from your country to the UK, right? Tell us, where were you born?
I was born in Uganda.
Uganda, okay.
Yeah, and I came to this country when I was about 4 or 5.
Right.
And my sister was about 2. We came with my mum and we left my dad back home in Uganda.
Okay, so you came over here?
Yeah.
Was there any particular reason? Was it to get a better life? Was it to study here or something and move back? What was it for?
Actually, it was to have a better life because back then there was war in my country. So my uncle, what he did, he brought all his sisters and brothers, which was my mum, and he brought us all to the UK to get out of that life that was there.
Right.
Yeah.
So you came to the UK at what age?
About 4.
4 years old?
Yeah.
How was life adapting to the UK for you?
It was completely different. To be honest, I can't really remember back there in Uganda, but I know here in UK, I grew up, I think it came to the age of 10. I grew up seeing like my sister getting more attention than I did, because she was also obviously the younger one.
Well, what was the age gap?
About 2 years.
2 years.
2
okay.
years. So she was 8 and I was 10.
Okay.
So I felt that my mum gave her more of the attention than given to me. It wasn't divided. I felt like she only received the attention.
But looking back now,
Yeah.
was that the actual case?
No, it wasn't.
But back then,
Yeah.
at age 10, you thought she was getting all the attention.
Yeah, she was.
Right?
receiving-
What was going through your mind? What was convincing you that she received all the attention?
I just felt the things that my mum would get, because obviously normally when you have a sister, you normally get the same things sometimes, but it's like I would get different things. I felt that my mum loved her more, she was more around her, and I was quite the quiet type. My sister's the opposite, she's more the loud type.
Right.
So if I didn't have my way, it's just like I will keep things little by little. If I saw one thing, then I'll keep it inside. If I saw my mum treating my sister in a loving and caring way, I will keep that inside, in terms of I will feel like, how come she's getting the attention and I'm not receiving it? So all that negativity just built up inside of me.
So you were like the introvert, she was more the extrovert, right?
Yeah.
When did things start getting serious for you?
It's when I turned about 12. Again, as I was explaining, it grew, those feelings started to grow. So much so that I said, what's the point of me living? What's the point of me being on this earth if my mum was giving her more of the attention? Even when I think about it today, it's like it was nothing like that. But those feelings grew. And then from there, I just said, do you know what? I'm just going to take my life. So I attempted suicide actually 3 times.
So, 12 years old.
Yeah, 12 years old.
You didn't speak to anyone, not even your sister. Did you used to fight with her?
Yes, we used to fight a lot.
A lot, okay.
We used to have a lot of arguments.
So, but you kept all those feelings inside.
Yeah.
You never told your mum about what you felt.
No.
So it came a point where everything had to come out eventually.
Yeah.
And the way that you kind of did things was through trying to take your own life at 12 years old.
At 12 years old, yes.
Now, tell us the first attempt. What did you try to do at 12?
Yeah. The first attempt was I took an overdose of paracetamol. So I took about 8 of them.
You knew what you're doing
Yeah.
at 12 years old. You wanted to die.
Yeah, I wanted to kill myself. So I took an overdose. I remember we was on our way to my cousin's house, and I said, if I take this, I will obviously collapse at the station, and then from there.
So you had
I'll
them in
move
your
on.
pocket?
Yeah, I did.
And you...
I took it just before we left.
Right.
Just before we left, I took it, and then.
And what was your thinking?
I was thinking, this is the end. This is like now my opportunity just to leave this world, to leave my family, to leave.
So you were ready to die that day?
Yeah, I was ready to die.
Were you thinking of, you know, maybe my mum would find out, and or the ambulance would come and save me, and my mum would give me attention, or that was it? That was it.
I didn't have any of that thought inside of my mind. I just thought I will die. No one will know why, because at that time I didn't speak to anyone, so no one will know. So I think that's the best way for me to end my life.
So what actually happened?
Nothing happened. We got back home, nothing happened, and then a week went by, and again I still piled up a lot of things inside.
So you took 8?
Yeah.
8 paracetamol?
Paracetamols.
Nothing happened to you?
Nothing happened.
Okay. So what did you think when the attempt on your life failed?
When that failed, I just thought, what else can I do? Because even when I went to the second attempt, I didn't want to harm my body, but I just wanted to die, like, quietly. Like, I didn't want to feel any pain.
Right.
So,
before we talk about that, so a week went by,
Yeah.
and was this when you tried to take the
overdose?
a second overdose?
No, I only took one overdose.
Overdose, yeah.
Yeah.
But after a week, you said you felt bad. Nothing happened after a
Nothing
week.
happened.
Did you try the second attempt?
Yeah, the second attempt, I was in the toilet and I was just crying, just feeling very, very down. And then I broke a bit of glass and then I cut my wrist.
So this is where the glass, I was mentioning about the glass, right?
Yeah.
Where did you broke a glass from the kitchen?
Yeah, I got the glass from the kitchen.
Broke it.
I broke it. I went to the toilet, I locked myself, and then I took the glass and I cut my wrist.
Right.
Hoping again that I will die then.
So you actually shed blood?
Yeah, I shed blood. It's like it went white, I'll never forget. It went white, and then when I saw the blood, I thought, okay, this is...
So it was a deep cut?
Yeah, it was a deep cut.
And do you have the scars still on your arm?
I don't know, you can see.
Uh-huh. Where?
Here, and here.
Right. Yeah, I can see like, on that arm, what about the other side?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so those are the scars?
Yeah.
So when you tried to attempt a second attempt on your life, what happened?
Then again, nothing happened. So what I did, even my mum didn't even know that day, because what I did, I wrapped myself again in some tissue. I went to my room because I was very isolated. I would stay in my room sometimes for days. My mum didn't understand why I was so quiet, so isolated. So
she didn't know about the first attempt, the overdose, which actually nothing happened.
Yeah.
She didn't know about you cutting your wrist in the toilet that day. So you hid the bandages.
Yeah, I hid it.
But did you bleed a lot?
Yeah, I did. I did bleed a lot, but I just catered for my own self. I just put tissue, I went to the toilet, I wiped it, and then I just went in my room and stayed there.
Okay. So the second attempt, how did you feel? Because like it didn't work again. Did you feel really bad? A lot worse now? I
felt worse. I just thought, what is going on? Why aren't I dying? I know it sounds like a bit, to some it may seem a bit silly, but it was just like, why am I dying? Why isn't anything happening? I just want to take my life. I just want to get out of this world. I don't want anyone to be like, to care. I don't want my mum to care. It was all these things muddled up in my mind.
Yeah.
Just because of the feelings that I built up.
So the thing is, you hid it from your family.
Yeah.
And no one suspected at school?
Nothing.
No friends or even teachers?
Nothing. Because even at school, the way I would react, I was like a tomboy, where I would get into fights with girls as well as boys. So the way I would release myself from the anger inside is through the fights that I would have in school.
Right.
So that was me showing all the anger that I kept inside by having fights with these people.
But the thing is, you could say it was a release of all that anger, but you still had those.
Yeah.
You could still come home, and the problem would be at home, where you thought your mum was still giving your younger sister more attention.
Yeah.
Okay. Shocking, right? A 12-year-old, and we're talking how long back now? How many years is it?
About 20.
20? You're what, 10?
Yeah.
18?
About
18 years,
18
right?
years, yeah.
Because you're 28 now. So, it's shocking to hear that back then, a 12-year-old, wanted to take her own life. Not because of bullying that we hear nowadays, We hear that there's, children wanting to take their life because they're sexting, or they send a photograph to someone, and that photograph is being threatened to be, put all over the internet. And so there are teenagers that take their own life because of that, right? This was because she felt her mum, your mum, didn't love her enough, or gave her younger sibling more of the attention, which, as she said, is not the case.
Yeah.
Now you said there were 3 attempts, so there was one more.
Yeah, the last one was I tried to jump out the window from my room.
How high was your flat?
Oh.
How many floors, stories?
No, it's just a house. It was just a house.
Okay, all right.
It wasn't any flats. But obviously, when I looked at the ground, I feared pain. I wanted to die in silence.
Right.
Without any pain.
Yeah.
But when I saw the ground, I just went back in, and I just stayed in my room.
Right. Okay. So you felt really, I don't know, I'm imagining you felt alone.
Yeah.
You felt depressed.
Yeah.
Extremely disappointed that you hadn't died yet.
Yeah.
We're going to find out basically how you got help, right? But at 12 years old, all of this happened. And if this is one case that we've heard about, how many other cases of young children, teens even, are unreported, that we don't know about, right? They're trying to take their own life. And it's only extreme cases that actually happen, or near-death experiences, that we hear on the news. So, maybe you find yourself, I'm not talking about children now, I'm talking about anyone. You feel vulnerable to the point where maybe you want to take your own life. Maybe you feel as though, there's no one there that understands me. I can't speak to anyone about it. That's why I've given up all hope, right? I've closed up. I'm not going to tell anyone about what I'm going through. And you hide this. You hide your pain. You hide what you're going through. No one knows about what you're going through. No one knows. Your partner doesn't know what you're going through. And please, if you have people close to you, imagine if it's the opposite way round, and that person died tonight and left a suicide note about what they're feeling. How would you feel? How would you feel if tomorrow your partner, your child, your brother or sister left a note and they took their own life, and you had no clue about what was going on? How would you feel? That's exactly how your family, people close to you, would feel if you even try to attempt your life and be successful at it. So our aim is to stop you dead in your tracks. You can get help, right? But you can't close up. And don't think that by opening up and asking for help is a sign of a weakness in your character. It's not. Actually, it's a sign of you being strong, sign of you asking for help. And mainly men go through this. There's that pride, right? Us Brits, we go through this, a stiff upper lip. We tend to swallow it and just get on with life. And even though you might be going through the same thing, maybe you are depressed, you hear voices, you have panic attacks, you get unexplained things, right? These feelings, and you're trying to suppress it with medication. You drink alcohol to hide your pain, but now it's an addiction, and you don't know what to do. So this is not solving the problem. This is only covering up the problem. So we want to help you. We are Finding Answers. We're here every night. if you've just tuned in now, or you're not sure about this program, we're here every night. Our lines are open, and if you want help, then we are here to help you. And after the break, Samantha will be sharing with us how she got help. If you just joined us, 12 years old, tried to take her own life 3 times within a short period of time, a short space of time, because of something she thought was going on, was happening between her mother and her younger sister. And you're going to find out after the break how she's turned her life around. Today, Samantha, you are not suicidal anymore.
No.
You don't want to take your life.
No, not at all.
Right? So there is hope for you. But as I said, in your vulnerability, you can find strength. There is an answer to any problem you're going through. And if you don't believe me, stay tuned. Stick with us for the next, say, 20, 25 minutes while you hear her story, and we'll give you an opportunity to do something about it, okay? Join us right after this break.
So, maybe you're thinking about making some big changes or setting some ambitious goals for yourself. Maybe you want to lose 20 pounds or read through the Bible. Maybe you want to run a marathon or repair a broken relationship. Whatever your big goal is, the temptation is to expect to go straight from here to here, or from here to here. The reality is, there are a lot of small steps between big decisions and big results. Challenges and obstacles await. At some point, you might even want to quit. But stand firm. Don't be disappointed with slow progress. Don't be overwhelmed by the destination. Rather, focus on what you can do today. Skip dessert. Read a chapter. Go for a run. Make a phone call. The more difficult the journey, the more rewarding the destination. And it can all start today with just one small step.
The pursuit of happiness. What will make you happy? Success? Fame? New shoes? Financial security? Love? Education? Independence? Family? Sometimes in the pursuit of things we think will bring us happiness, sometimes we fail to see that we aren't happy, or we never find it. We live in a world of people. Rather than pursue things to make you happy, what if we all worked to make each other happy? Wouldn't we all be happier?
Come on, spin me around, now I don't wanna go home. 'Cause when you hold me like this, you know my heart skips a beat. I know I should, but I can't leave it alone. And when you hold me like this, that's when my heart skips a beat. You gotta love this, man.
Welcome back to Finding Answers. Now, before we go back and hear how Samantha turned her life around, let's join our very own Christy on the streets of London to find out what people had to say about this topic.
Hi, it's Christy here on Finding Answers, and tonight's topic is vulnerability, not such a bad thing. Most people say that being vulnerable is showing weakness, However, to show your true self and allow others into your life, you need to be willing to show some vulnerability. But what do people think about this? Well, let's see what the public have to say. How easy do you find it to let down your guard?
Personally, sometimes it's difficult. It depends where you are. If you're with friends, you know, the social environment, I think it's easier. Again, if you're in unfamiliar circumstances, I suppose it's more difficult, I would say.
Yeah, I find it easy. I'm kind of an approachable person. Thus, I allow myself to do this sort of thing, and you a stranger to ask me questions, sort of thing. But I'm quite open. I like people, sort of thing, and a bit of spontaneity. And I don't have a problem. I don't block out things or people, sort of thing, at all. I just give them a chance. So.
For me personally, I find it pretty easy to let down my guard, but I know other people can be quite. It might be more of a cultural thing where we kind of have a facade, before you get to know someone. But I've kind of been raised to kind of bring everything forth, and if it doesn't work out for you, then it's not for you, kind of thing.
Well, I agreed to do this interview, so it must be reasonably easy. I have quite a low embarrassment threshold, so happily do anything, including interviews like this.
Now, how do you find yourself? Do you let down your guard, or do you put up your defenses? And that will give an indication as to the type of person you are when trying to find help or look for help. Now, Samantha, you found it quite difficult in the beginning to open up, right? Tell us about how this change started in your life.
So I was invited by my mother to a spiritual center. And I remember when I first had attended, there was a lot of people that had like a testimony, people's lives that had been transformed, young people that went through similar things that I went through. And hearing those stories, it just made me see like a light.
You heard other young people who maybe tried to take their own life as well?
Yeah. And hearing that, there was like a light down the tunnel for me. And I think I went the first time, then I was invited again. And because I liked it then, I went the second time, and I went a few times. And after coming a few of the sessions, one day the youth pastor came and spoke to me and just asked me how everything was. And at that moment, it was different. It's like I was able to open up to someone that I've never seen in my life before.
So did you tell him that you tried to, take your life 3 times?
I told him everything, and I even said I want to have the life that these young people are having, because seeing these testimonies made me see like, wow, my life can change as well. So then he advised me to come for some of the sessions, which I did.
How old were you at the time?
I was 13 now, so it was a year.
You were 13?
Yeah.
If someone came to me, we didn't have like the safeguarding department that we have now. But nowadays, if someone that young would come and say and open up and say, you know what, I've tried to tempt my life. It doesn't matter if it's 3, 100 or 1 occasion, then we would have to report them. It's the policy of the organization that I work for, that we report every single situation. And we're always in contact with the Child Protection Agency. We have to report things, and it's in any organization where vulnerable people walk through those doors. You have to. It's a must, because we want to protect that person. We don't want anything to happen to that person. We want to safeguard them. We want, if it's children, we want the parents to be notified, or the relevant social services, or whoever it is to be notified, so this person doesn't do any harm. Now, in back then, there wasn't anything like that. There was no organizational body kind of doing that. So it was just you speaking to the pastor about what you've gone through.
Yeah.
And you said just opening up
was a release.
You felt
I felt
a big weight off of you.
Yeah, a really big weight. And just seeing them as well, smiling, seeing their lives being transformed, it was just different. It was amazing because I had never seen it in my life. So when I opened up and told him everything that I was going through, that I was facing, all the negative, all the feelings, everything that happened, it's like a big weight was lifted off my shoulder.
Mm-hmm. And was kind of any prayers done?
Yeah.
With you?
Yeah.
Well?
After I had spoken, he made a prayer for me, and also advised me to come for another 7 sessions, which was on Friday.
Just like follow-up meetings, right?
It's like follow-up meetings, and it was really helpful for me because it was like intense prayers that was made for the people that were there, but also for myself.
But your mum was with you as well?
Yeah, she came as well.
So she knew everything what was going on. She was aware.
Yeah.
Did she know actually at that time?
No, she didn't. I only told her.
You just opened up to this total stranger.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But you know, speaking of your mum, when you did tell her, how was her reaction?
She was surprised. She was like, "Why didn't you tell me all of this then?"
And probably kind of said, "That's not the case.
Yeah.
I love you equally," right?
Yeah. So from there, I started taking the steps I was advised. So I came for the sessions, but I also started rejecting the negative things. So
what, those thoughts?
Those thoughts that would try to come back inside of my mind, and everything that the youth pastor would tell me, I would do. So it's not like if I would face something, I will go and speak to them again. I would go and speak to him again. It was like I constantly let things out, and also I used the opportunity to speak to God about it, to let it out to him as well. Right. To open up to him as well, and I could see that made a massive difference to the way that I was and how I was from that day forward.
So you not only did you go to the spiritual center for prayers, you started using your faith to open up to your mum, talk to your mum about it, and also talk to God. Starting to use your faith, right? And how soon? I know you said kind of the weight kind of left you just by speaking on that first visit, but what other changes did you see when you started to do these things?
Because by then as I was explaining in school, I wasn't doing well.
Right.
So from there, after the 7 sessions, not even after, in the middle of the 7 sessions that I had, I was free from that feeling, that depression. I started doing well in my studies. My relationship with my mum and my sister changed completely. We spoke to each other when we had any kinds of issues with each other. We'll speak about it. I'll talk to her. And things started changing in my family, in my studies, around me. I started seeing things with positive eyes and not with negative anymore. So things really started changing from there.
So you let down your defenses, right? It seems as though you were weak, but actually you in your vulnerability you found strength. You found the help that was necessary to move forward, right? And that was so long ago, right? So what was it? How long a period was it until that kind of, those feelings and stuff? Was it weeks? Was it a few months?
It was 7 weeks.
Literally 7 weeks?
Literally 7 weeks.
Just over 2 months?
Yeah.
Oh, 2 months, say.
Yeah. It was that 7 weeks that I was free from that.
Right.
Then I was able to start fighting for other things in other areas of my life.
And what are you doing today? I know it's a long time now.
Yeah.
But no more suicidal thoughts?
No more suicidal
attempts?
thoughts. No more attempts. No more depression. No more anger to fight people. I even forgot to mention, I used to have so many fights with my sister. Like, one time I got a rage speaking through, and I thought because of the anger that built up, but that all changed. Now I'm working as an administrator in a company that I love, and things are moving forward, and I'm very happy today.
Thank you very much for coming, sharing your story with us. So, you've seen Samantha, you've heard Samantha's story. Now, you see, a bit of vulnerability isn't such a bad thing after all. But as the people that Christy interviewed, it is good to let down your guard or your defenses, but not to a point where you allow people to take advantage of you. So there must be that balance. And after the break, as usual, we'll be praying. And I'm going to ask God, I'm going to pray with you or on your behalf so that you find this balance, so you can get the help that you need, right? You have to let down your defenses. You have to speak to someone about what you're going through. People who can help you, okay? Don't just go to anyone. You need to see who you can trust. And once you do that, I mean, it didn't happen with Samantha because she put up her guard, but one day she opened up and it was like a big weight off of her shoulders. So if you want to start that process tonight, the number's on the screen. If you haven't done so already, you can give one of our advisors a call and they'll be happy to listen to you. The number's 0207 686 6300. Join me after the break where we'll be saying the prayer together. See you after this.
Hi everyone, I'm James.
And I am Helena.
Join us here every Saturday at 3 p.m. for Love Talk,
the show that teaches you how to love intelligently.
On my channel, Sky 203.
See you there.
Love Talk on my channel, Sky 203, every Saturday, 3 p.m.
Follow my channel's updates on Facebook. Like your favorite videos and see pictures of your favorite artists. Access our Twitter @MyChannelUK and get to know what's on with My Channel. Visit tvmychannel.com and be connected to our world. My Channel, a whole new world of entertainment.
Welcome back to Finding Answers. Now, we're going to go for the prayer in a few moments' time. And before we do that, I would just like you to understand that when it comes to God, He is waiting for you to ask for His help. He's waiting for you to let down your guard and not be proud, not pretend to be someone that you are not, but to show your vulnerability. It's for you to tell Him, I am weak, I've tried everything and I don't know what to do. Now I need your help. Please answer me, give me a sign, show me what I need to do. And once you do that and you are sincere in the prayer, He will help you. And maybe this program tonight or future programs is the answer to your prayers. Okay? So if you want God's help, no matter how difficult the situation is, He's going to help you. Get your glass of water ready because it's now time for prayer.
Prepare now for the moment of prayer. If you would like us to make a prayer for your health and general well-being, send your name and prayer request to help@findinganswers.tv.
Father, in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, I pray with and on behalf of the viewers watching this program tonight, those who can identify with Samantha's story, even those who have their own story, my Lord, and yet they feel as though if they let down their guard, that for one reason or another they'll be weak. They'll be portrayed as a weak person, my God. But if we don't let down our defenses and ask for help from the right people, and even from you, if we don't, then this person will always feel the way that they feel. They will always go through that same problem, day in, day out, week in, week out. My God, I pray that you will help this person. Help them now as they pray to you, no matter their situation. If people have taken advantage of them, people have hurt them, and now they have this hard exterior. Now they're such an angry person. They're always shouting at others. My God, we know, Father, that this is not them. I pray, Father, that the end of their suffering will come, that you will help them, my Lord, to submit to you, to humble themselves now and ask for your help. So in the name of Jesus Christ, I present this water to you and I ask you, consecrate it, Lord. May you bless this glass of water, this simple water, and when they will drink it, take away this anger, take away the feelings, the negative feelings, the grudges, and help them, my God, to have a soft heart, a heart that will ask now, search for help, my God. In the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, I pray that through this prayer tonight, that you will start to help them, my God, in the name of Jesus Christ. You may drink this water now, and if you believe, may God start taking away all the feelings, all the hurt, all the pain from within you, in Jesus Christ's name. So, that wasn't so bad, but if you were sincere in your prayer, God has heard and He will help you. And maybe as you drink this water now, you feel a weight off of you. Not even the prayer, not even talking to someone, I should say, but just the fact that you were involved in this prayer, God saw your desire to want help. All right? And I believe that He will help you even more. Okay? If you want, you can still give us a call at any time and speak to someone regarding your issues. And don't forget, on tomorrow's program, we'll have someone else who found their answer. Until the next time, have a wonderful evening. God bless you.